I am Dr. K. Punitha, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Management, JJ College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Pudukkottai. Today I am going to share the idea relating to the capital structure. Achieving the goals of corporate finance require that any corporate investment be financed appropriately. The financing decision of the firms related to the composition of relative proportions of the various sources of finance. The sources of finance are usually comprised of combinations of debt and equity financing. The financial management weighs the merits and demerits of different sources of finance while taking the financing decisions. Meaning of capital structure. Capital structure represents the relationship among different kinds of long-term capital. Normally, a firm raises a long-term capital through issues of common shares, sometimes accompanied by preference shares. The share capital is often supplemented by debenture capital and other long-term borrowed capital. So, the capital structure of the business enterprises is thus related to the long-term financial requirement of the business enterprises. Some of the definitions relating to the capital structure. According to the James, the mix of the firm's permanent long-term financing represented by debt, preferred stock and common stock equities. According to the Prasanna Chandra, the compositions of the firm's financing consisted of three things: equity, preference and debt. According to the Gerstensberg, capital structure of the firms refers to the compositions or making up of its capitalization, and it includes all long-term capital resources, loans, reserves, shares and bonds. The component of the capital structure. The long-term funds of the capital structures can broadly be divided into two categories. One is owner's capital or shareholders fund. Another one is a borrowed fund. Under the shareholders fund, equity capital, preference capitals and retained earnings. Borrowed funds divided into three things. One is debenture, term loans and public deposits. The component of the capital structures relating with the owner's capital. The equity shares means equity shares are the fundamental and basic sources for financing the activities of the business. Among all the sources of finance, cost of equity capital is considered to be the highest as it holds bear the maximum risk of the business. The residual remaining after paying claims of all the other investors belongs to the equity shareholders. The next one is the preference shares. Those shares which carry the following preferential rights are termed as a preference shares. A preferential right as to the payment of dividend during the lifetime of a company. Second one is the preferential right as to the returns of capital when the company is wound up. These shares carry a right of dividend at a fixed rate prior to any dividend paid to the equity shareholders. Retained earnings. Retained earnings or plowing back of profits are considered to be the best sources of internal financing. This type of financing is considered to be the most convenient as no efforts are required to raise such finance. Next one is the borrowed capital. The borrowed capital comprises the following. One is debenture. A debenture is an acknowledgement of debt or loan raised by the company. Company has to pay interest to the debenture holders at an agreed rate under contractual obligations. Whether the company is earning a profit or not, they have to pay the interest to the debenture holders. Term loans. Term loans are the loans provided by the banks and other financial institutions which carry the fixed rate of interest for a period of 3 or more years. The term loans may be a mortgage or simple. Determinants of capital structure. Determinants are the factors to be considered whenever the capital structure decision is taken are as follows. Financial leverage or trading on equity. The use of long-term fixed interest bearing debt and preference share capital along with the equity share capital is called financial leverage or trading on equity. The use of long-term debt magnifies the earning per share if the firm yields a return higher than the cost of capital. The earning per share also increase with the use of preference share capital, but due to the fact that interest is allowed to be deducted while computing tax, so the leverage impact of debt is much more. Next one is operating leverage. This leverage depends on the operating fixed cost of the firm. If higher percentage of a firm's total cost is fixed operating cost, the firm is said to have a high degree of operating leverage. Operating leverage measures the operating risk of a firm. Operating risk is the variability of operating profit or earning before interest on tax, that is EBIT. There is some relationship between operating leverage and financial leverage. If operating risk is very high, the financial leverage should be kept low. It is not in the interest of the firm to have both the leverage at a high level. A financial manager should attempt only harmonious combinations of the two leverages. Next one is EBIT EPS analysis, that is earning before interest and tax or earning per share analysis. This analysis is an important tool of measuring a company's performance. Normally, a financial plan that will give maximum value of earning per share will be selected as the most desirable mix. The greater the level of EBIT, the more beneficial it to the employee debt capital in capital structure. One of the glaring structure of the EPS analysis is that it ignores risk. The argument that investors are just concerned with the expected EPS is not well founded. The rational investors consider in investment analysis both the expected value and variability. And obvious objections leveled against the use of EBIT or EPS analysis is that it is a useful performance criterion but not a decision criterion. Next one is the cost of capital. It is necessary for the company to determine the cost of various sources of finance to establish the desirable of one source over the other. The impact of the financial decision is measured in terms of its overall cost of capital. The efforts of financial manager remains to select a combination of debt and equity that maximize the value of the firm and minimize the overall cost of capital. It should always be borne in mind that overall cost of capital is an important variable in the decision making relating to the selections of debt equity mix. Next one is growth and stability of sales. The capital structure of the firm is highly influenced by the growth and stability of its sales. If the sale of the firms are expected to remain fairly stable, it can raise a higher level of debt. Stability of the sales ensure that the firm will not face any difficulties in meeting its fixed commitment of interest repayment of debt. Similarly, the rate of growth in sales also affect the capital structure decision. Usually, greater the rate of growth of sale, greater can be the use of debt in financing of the firm. Next one is nature and size of the firm. The nature and size of the firm also influence its capital structure. A public utility concern has different capital structure as compared to other manufacturing concern. Public utility concerns may employ more of debt because of stability and regularity of their earnings. On other hand, a concern which cannot provide stable income due to the nature of its business will have to rely mainly on the equity capital. Next one is the flexibility. The capital structure of the firm should be flexible. It should be possible to raise the additional fund whenever the need be without much of difficulty and delay. A firm should arrange its capital structure in such a manner that it can substitute one form of financing by another. Next one is cash flow analysis. The capital structure of the firm should be so planned that it should be able to serve its fixed charges under any reasonable, predictable, adverse circumstances. The companies expecting larger and stable cash inflow in future can employ a larger amount of debt in their capital structure. If a companies with unstable or unpredictable cash inflow employ the sources of finance with fixed charges, it will be risky. In planning the capital structure, the financial manager must consider the ratio of net cash inflow to the fixed charges. Next one is control. Ordinary or equity shares have a legal rights to vote. In fact, they are the real owner and they can exercise the control over the overall affairs. In the event of issuing a fresh equity shares, there remains a risk of loss of control. When a choice is made between debt and equity to raise the additional fund, normally debt is preferred to equity in order to avoid loss of control. These days, provider of debt capital like to be introduce a lot of restrictions in the loan agreement to protect their interest. At the times, the loan agreement includes a right to nominate a director to oversee the activities of the firm. The presence of this type of classes entails the freedom of actions of the firm. It should be kept in mind that too much of debt also increases financial risk, may be lead to bankrupt. Therefore, it is the interest of the firm to try to select an appropriate mix of debt and equity in the overall interest of the firm. Next one is marketability. The conditions in capital structures are continuously changing. At one time, the capital structure favored the debenture issue, and at other time it readily accept the common shares issue, that is equity shares. Based on the changing of the market sentiments, decision should be taken regarding the raising the funds through debt or equity. The available alternatives should be viewed in the light of both general capital market conditions and internal conditions of the company. Next one is the flotation cost. The flotation costs are incurred only when the funds are raised. Normally, the cost of floating a debt is less than the cost of floating on equity issues. It is not a very significant factor, but it should be considered in designing the capital structure. Legal constraints. In a regulated economy, a firm has to comply with the legal requirement in this respect. Next one is capital market conditions. Marketability means the ability of the firm to sell or market a particular type of security in a particular period of time. So marketability is considerable influenced by the constraints prevailing in the capital market. Asset structure. The liquidity and the composition of assets should be kept in mind while selecting the capital structure. If fixed assets constitute a major portion of the total asset of the company, it may be possible for the company to raise more of the long-term debts. Purpose of financing. If funds are required for a productive purpose, debt financing is suitable, and the company should issue debentures as interest can be paid out of the profit generated from the investment. However, if the funds are required for unproductive purpose or generally developed on the permanent basis, we should prefer equity capital. Period of financing. The period for which finance are required is also an important factor to be kept in mind while selecting the appropriate capital mix. If the finance are required for the limited period of, say, 7 years, debentures should be preferred to shares. In case of funds are required for the permanent basis, equity share capital is more appropriate. So these are the factors will affect the capital structure. So while we are making a decisions of the capital structure, we have to consider all these factors before designing the capital structure. Thank you. Next one is the importance of capital structure. The following points should be the importance of capital structure and its plannings. To reduce the overall risk of the company, when the company makes capital structure before actually getting money from the money supplier, it should do many adjustments to reducing its overall risk. At initial level, the company will try to keep or avoid the debt content in its capital structure. When the company will establish its position in the market or the business in running successfully at that time, company may enjoy the trading on equity, but finance manager should also watch the expectations of the shareholders. The next importance of capital structure is to do adjustment according to the business environment. Proper planning of capital structure of future sources will help to enlarge the area for getting money. Suppose in future, if the government of India cut off its relations with China from where the company is getting from, it will definitely be tough to get more money from China. But suppose if RBI increases the interest rate, it means the cost for getting debt will high at that time. Idea generations. Good planning of capital structure will make a versatility to finance manager for getting money from new sources. Thank you.